All right, so here we go with biological sex. So in your pocket, that you're gonna write this where it says gender. Instead of gender, it should say biological sex. Okay. So you can go ahead and cross that out and write biological sex because we're talking about the biological sex of the child when they're born. So males have an X and a Y chromosome. Females have two X chromosomes. So eggs pass on X chromosomes because they only have two X chromosomes. Sperm cells can pass an X or a Y chromosome. So biological sex is determined by the sperm. This is actually an interesting thing because historically there were some kings um, in England and other places who actually were upset that they were not able to have male sons to pass on, um, like to continue their line. So some of them got upset and they blamed it on their wives, but we actually now know that it's the sperm that has decides whether the kid is female or male at birth. So that's just something to know. Um, we're gonna skip the genetic gamble. We'll do that when I get back. So we're gonna start here. I'm going to talk with you and tell you the story about the king and the scratched diamond. So once there was a king who had a beautiful, large, pure diamond, just like this one right here. There was no other diamond like it in the world. One day it became deeply scratched. The king told his best diamond cutters, "I'll promise you a great reward if you can remove the imperfection from my jewel." But they couldn't, and the king was very upset. Many months later, there was a man that came to the king. He promised to make the diamond even more beautiful than it ever had been. Impressed by the man's confidence, the king consented, which means he allowed him to do it. He watched as the man engraved an exquisite rosebud around the blemish and used the scratch to make its stem. So, the scratch in the diamond became the stem of the rose. So, why do you think I'm telling you this story? Go ahead and answer that question right now. Okay. This story can easily apply to birth defects because even though a child with a birth defect may not appear to be perfect, or they're like the scratched diamond, they still have a lot of abilities and opportunities to apply themselves in life. So rather than emphasizing the problem, we must focus on the abilities of the person. This is really important because as we talk today and next time, you're going to learn some of the things that cause birth defects, and you'll also learn like what makes birth defects happen and what are some symptoms of them. So as you do that, I want you to keep in mind that we still need to be focusing on the abilities that the person has, not just what's wrong. Okay. So now I'm going to end this video and you're going to go on Canvas to the next step and you're going to answer these 3 discussion questions in a discussion post on Canvas. You're going to tell me, do you know someone who was born with a birth defect? How does it affect the life of their family? And what steps have they taken to help their child? So go ahead and answer those 3 questions on that discussion post in Canvas and then come back to the next video. And we'll start there.